Today we are going to learn about comparing fractions. When you compare fractions, think about the number of equal-sized parts that the whole is divided into, and about the size of those parts. The more parts a whole is divided into, the smaller each part is. Look at these two rectangles. The rectangle on the left is divided into fourths. The rectangle on the right is divided into eighths. The fractional parts are larger in the rectangle on the left than in the rectangle on the right. One part of the left rectangle is greater than one part of the right rectangle, or 1/4 is greater than 1/8. When comparing fractions, we use these two signs or symbols. The first one stands for less than, and the second one stands for greater than. We are going to use the less than and greater than symbols to compare the fractions 3/10 and 5/10. These two fractions have the same denominator, so they have equal-sized parts. You can compare the numerators to see how the fractions compare to each other. 3 is less than 5. So when we compare 3/10 and 5/10, we know that 3/10 is less than 5/10. When writing 3/10 is less than 5/10, we write 3 over 10, then we use the less than sign, 5 over 10. Now we are going to use the less than and greater than signs to compare the fractions 3/4 and 3/9. These two fractions do not have the same denominator like our last problem did, but they do have the same numerator, so you can use the denominators to see how the fractions compare to each other. 4 is less than 9. A whole that is divided into 4 equal parts will have larger fractional parts than a whole that is divided into 9 equal parts. Since the numerators are the same, the fraction with the smaller denominator is greater, meaning that 3/4 is greater than 3/9. Again, when writing this, we write 3 over 4 greater than sign 3 over 9. Now we are going to compare two fractions that do not have the same numerator or denominator. This can get a little bit tricky, so we are going to use a fraction scale virtual manipulative to help us. We are going to compare 2/10 and 11/12. This manipulative is really easy to use. You just drag down the different parts that you are using to make your fraction. So for the first one, we are doing 2/10, so we are going to move down 2/10 onto this side of the scale. Now we are going to move down 11/12 onto the other side of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. As we were adding the 12ths onto the other side of the scale, you could see how the tenths were going up and the 12ths were going down. You also see they are using the signs that we have been using. This scale shows us that 2/10 is less than 11/12. I will show you a few more examples. First, we need to reset our scale. Now it's back to 0. The next one we are going to do is 1/4 and 3/5. So I go up here and move down 1/4 into my scale and 3/5. 1, 2, 3. You can see that the scale shifted just a little bit, but 1/4 is less than 3/5. The next problem we are going to do is 4/5 and 6/8. So we need to reset and move down our fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4/5, and now we're going to do our eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see that the scale almost looks like it is even. It's barely higher up, but our sign shows us here that 4/5 is greater than 6/8. I will show you one more. So we need to reset the scale. This time we're going to do 5/6 and 2/4. Move down our sixths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/6, and then we're going to do 2/4 over here. 1, 2. As you can see, the fourths are higher, which means that 5/6 is greater than 2/4. This is a great and fun tool for students to use when they are just learning how to compare fractions. It can be used anywhere that you have a computer, which is great because students often don't have a scale at home, so they can practice comparing fractions from their home without having a physical scale in their home. I hope you enjoyed learning about this manipulative. Thank you.